Germany, a land of history and folklore, holds within its borders a treasure trove of castles. They rise from forests, perch on cliffs, and stand sentinel over ancient towns. Among these, the Schwerin Palace, part of the larger Schwerin residence ensemble, holds a special magic. Imagine a castle that seems to float on water, its towers mirrored in a still lake. Nestled on an island in the heart of Schwerin Lake, this majestic palace doesn't just whisper history, it practically sings it. The palace, with its glittering domes and ornate facades, has been a seat of power, a cultural hub, and a testament to changing times for centuries. From a simple Slavic fort to a grand Renaissance palace, and finally, a masterpiece of romantic historicism, the Schwerin Residence Ensemble is a physical manifestation of the passage of time. This is more than just a building, it's a storybook come to life, and we're about to turn its pages. For centuries, the Schwerin Residence Ensemble was the seat of the Dukes and Grand Dukes of Mecklenburg-Schwerin. Imagine the halls bustling with courtiers in their finery, the air thick with intrigue, and the scent of 1,000 flickering candles. These were the halls where treaties were signed, alliances forged, and history was made. Each room, each corridor, whispers tales of the past. The 19th century saw a major transformation, with Grand Duke Friedrich Franz II spearheading the effort to create the grand romantic vision we now associate with the castle. He drew inspiration from the chateau of France, the opulence of the Loire Valley, finding a new home on the shores of Schwerin Lake. The result is a breathtaking blend of architectural styles, a testament to the enduring allure of beauty and grandeur. Today, the Schwerin Residence Ensemble stands not only as a reminder of a powerful past, but also as a vibrant cultural center. It houses a museum, a state parliament, and hosts countless events throughout the year. Walking through the Schwerin Residence Ensemble is like stepping into a living, breathing history book. But this book isn't just filled with words. It's filled with soaring arches, intricate carvings, and shimmering reflections. The architecture is a language in itself, telling tales of artistic ambition and architectural prowess. The palace boasts over 600 rooms, each more opulent than the last. Imagine getting lost in a labyrinth of grand halls, intimate chambers, and secret passageways. Look closely, and you'll notice the diverse architectural styles that blend seamlessly throughout the complex. Romanesque elements, remnants of the original medieval fortress, peek out from beneath layers of Renaissance grandeur, and Baroque flourishes. It's a testament to the castle's long and storied past, a physical manifestation of the changing tastes and trends of centuries gone by. Stained glass shimmers and dances in the sunlight, casting colorful patterns across the polished floors. Imagine standing in the throne room, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, filtering through these magnificent windows. The Renaissance, that period of great artistic and intellectual rebirth, left its mark on Schwerin Palace. You can see its influence in the elegant symmetry of the buildings, the graceful arches, and the intricate ornamentation that adorns the facades. One of the most striking examples of the Renaissance spirit is the palace's chapel. Imagine stepping into a haven of peace and tranquility, the air thick with the scent of incense and the soft murmur of prayers. The chapel, with its soaring ceilings and ornate altar, is a masterpiece of Renaissance design. Sunlight streams through stained glass windows, illuminating the space with an ethereal glow. Wander through the palace's many rooms, and you'll find yourself surrounded by intricate frescoes, delicate stucco work, and beautifully preserved tapestries. These weren't just decorative elements, they were symbols of wealth, power, and sophistication. The Schwerin Palace during the Renaissance wasn't just a place of power, it was a patron of the arts. The result is a treasure trove of art and architecture, a testament to the creative spirit of the Renaissance. As we delve deeper into the architectural layers of Schwerin Palace, we encounter the undeniable influence of French design. This isn't surprising, considering the Francophile tendencies of some of the dukes who called Schwerin home. The most prominent example of this French inspiration is the orangerie. Imagine stepping into a world of exotic plants and fragrant blooms, a verdant oasis in the heart of the palace grounds. Modeled after the grand orangeries of French palaces, Schwerin's version is a testament to the love of nature and the desire to bring the outdoors in. But the French influence goes beyond grand gestures. It can be seen in the delicate details, the graceful curves, and the playful use of light and shadow. Take a stroll through the palace gardens, and you'll feel as if you've stumbled into the grounds of Versailles. The manicured lawns, the carefully sculpted hedges, the splashing fountains, they all whisper of French elegance and sophistication. This blend of influences is part of what makes Schwerin Palace so captivating. The 30 Years' War, a brutal conflict that ravaged Europe, left its mark on Schwerin Palace, just as it did on countless other places. Imagine the once bustling courtyards falling silent, the sound of music replaced by the tramp of soldiers' boots. In 1631, the city of Schwerin, including the palace, was captured by Swedish forces. It's strange to think of this elegant palace, now a symbol of peace and beauty, occupied by an invading army. For a time, the palace served as the residence of the Swedish governor. Can you picture Swedish banners flying from the ramparts, the halls echoing with a different language? The palace's history is not just a tale of dukes and duchesses, it's also a story of conflict, occupation, and resilience. The war ended in 1648, but its impact on Schwerin Palace was profound. It would take time, money, and a renewed sense of purpose to restore the palace to its former glory. From the shadows of the 30 Years' War emerged a figure who would leave an indelible mark on Schwerin Palace. Duke Christian Ludwig I, known as the Swan Knight for his love of all things elegant and refined, he ushered in a new era of prosperity and artistic patronage. Imagine the palace coming back to life, the sound of hammers and chisels replacing the silence of war. Christian Ludwig I was a man of discerning taste, and he set about transforming Schwerin Palace into a reflection of his refined sensibilities. He brought in renowned architects and artists, tasking them with modernizing the palace and infusing it with a sense of Baroque grandeur. One of his most notable contributions was the creation of the palace's magnificent gardens. Inspired by the formal gardens of France, he envisioned a green oasis where he could escape the pressures of courtly life. Christian Ludwig I's reign was a golden age for Schwerin Palace. The Swan Knight may be long gone, but his legacy lives on in the very fabric of the palace he so lovingly restored. The 18th century brought about significant changes to the political landscape of Germany, and Schwerin Palace found itself at the heart of these shifts. In 1756, the ducal residence was moved from Schwerin to Ludwigslust, a newly constructed palace further inland. Imagine the grand exodus, the carriages piled high with belongings, as the court bid farewell to its island home. While Schwerin Palace remained a symbol of ducal power, it was no longer the primary seat of government. Some wings of the palace were repurposed, housing government offices and administrative functions. Despite its diminished role, Schwerin Palace continued to hold a special place in the hearts of the Dukes of Mecklenburg-Schwerin. They returned frequently for special occasions, hosting grand balls and lavish banquets in the palace's opulent halls. This period of divided purpose lasted for over a century, with Schwerin Palace serving as a hybrid space, both a symbol of the past and a functioning part of the present. The Schwerin Residence Ensemble isn't some dusty relic of a bygone era, locked away behind velvet ropes. It's a living, breathing cultural center, a place where history and art collide with the energy of the present. Step inside, and you'll find yourself not in a stuffy museum, but in a vibrant hub of activity. Imagine strolling through the palace's grand halls, now home to the Mecklenburg State Museum. Here, priceless artifacts and masterpieces tell the story of the region, from its ancient past to its modern-day identity. But the Schwerin Residence Ensemble is more than just a repository of the past. It's also a stage for the present. Throughout the year, the palace hosts a diverse range of events, from classical music concerts to contemporary art exhibitions. And don't forget the gardens. They're not just a feast for the eyes, they're also a venue for open-air theatre performances, summer festivals, and even the occasional outdoor movie night. The Schwerin Residence Ensemble is a place where everyone can find something to enjoy, a testament to the power of art and culture to bring people together. If you're lucky enough to visit the Schwerin Residence Ensemble during the summer months, you're in for a special treat. The castle grounds come alive with a series of festivals and events that transform the already magical setting into something truly unforgettable. Imagine the palace bathed in a kaleidoscope of colors, its facade transformed into a canvas for a dazzling light show. This is the Schwerin Castle Festival, a celebration of music, art, and pyrotechnics that draws visitors from all over the world. For several nights, the castle grounds are transformed into an open-air theatre, with the palace itself as the stunning backdrop. There's also the Schlossfestspiele, an opera festival that takes place in the palace courtyard. And for those who prefer their music a little more contemporary, the Summer of Culture Festival offers a diverse lineup of concerts, from jazz to pop to world music. Visiting the Schwerin Residence Ensemble isn't just about admiring its architecture or learning about its history, it's about experiencing it. It's about stepping back in time and imagining what life was like within those grand walls. One of the best ways to do this is to take a guided tour. Knowledgeable guides, often dressed in period costumes, lead visitors through the palace's most impressive rooms, sharing stories and anecdotes that bring the past to life. For a more immersive experience, consider attending one of the palace's many themed events. These events, often held on holidays or to commemorate historical anniversaries, offer visitors a chance to step back in time and experience the palace as it might have been centuries ago. These events are more than just entertainment. They're a chance to step out of the present and into the pages of history. Standing on the shores of Schwerin Lake, gazing up at the Schwerin Residence Ensemble, it's impossible not to feel a sense of awe. This isn't just a building, it's a living, breathing testament to human ambition and creativity. It's seen empires rise and fall, wars rage and subside, and yet it still stands, a beacon of beauty and history. Today, the Schwerin Residence Ensemble isn't frozen in time, but a space where past and present coexist. You can wander through grand halls once graced by dukes and duchesses, yet also stumble upon a contemporary art exhibition. This blend of old and new makes the Schwerin Residence Ensemble special. Preserving such a monument requires a dedicated team of architects, historians, and craftsmen. They work tirelessly to ensure future generations can experience its magic. The German government recognizes its importance and invests heavily in its upkeep. From restoration work to sustainable tourism practices, every effort is made to protect it. We have a responsibility to care for these treasures, not just for ourselves, but for future generations. There's a palpable sense of peace that washes over you as you wander the grounds of the Schwerin Residence Ensemble. Maybe it's the tranquility of the lake, the gentle rustling of leaves in the gardens, or the echoes of history whispering through the corridors. Whatever it is, it's a feeling that stays with you long after you've said goodbye. In a world that's constantly moving, the the Schwerin Residence Ensemble offers a rare opportunity to slow down, to breathe, to simply be. It's a place where you can escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life and reconnect with something larger than yourself. So, the next time you find yourself yearning for a journey that's as enriching as it is enchanting, consider a visit to the Schwerin Residence Ensemble. Lose yourself in its history, marvel at its architecture, and let its beauty take your breath away. It's a reminder that some things, the truly special things, are timeless.